Hey everybody, it's Byron. Welcome back to Reading in the Dark. It is the 6th night for me of Spookathon, and I'm here with Hank, and I am getting ready to settle down to read again. It's about 10:30 at night. I'm going to eat a little something, and then I'm going to sit down with Slade House by David Mitchell and finish that book tonight. I'm hoping that I will finish it at not so crazy an hour that I can move on then to Scary Stories 3, More Tales to Chill Your Bones, which is the third installment in the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark series, collected by Alvin Schwartz and illustrated by Stephen Gammell. Because then I will just have one book left of the 7 that I chose, which would be Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. However, I was thinking, and I think that if I'm feeling a little rushed, if I feel like perhaps it's going to be tight to finish all of my books in time, and Slade House takes me longer to finish than I'm expecting, then what I'm going to do is skip right ahead to Heart of Darkness, because that is actually my 5th challenge. I can't remember what challenge that was for. But anyway, that was one of my challenges, so I have to get that one in. I've already read 2 Scary Stories books, and so I'm good on that challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to Heart of Darkness if I'm feeling rushed, just so that I can say that I finished Spookathon. And so I'm about to eat something, and then I will sit down and read. And in the meantime, while Spookathon has been going on, I have been sort of organizing my bookshelf. Because I actually have enough physical books now that if I put them all in one place, I almost look like a normal booktuber with a shelf full of books. But I'm just looking at it right now, and I'm sort of, that looks all right. So cool. Anyway, so I'm still totally stoked about Spookathon and it being October. It's my favorite month. I keep hearing amazing things about the Haunting of Hill House series on Netflix. And a friend of mine just texted me and was like, oh my god, it started raining outside and I didn't know what the sound was and I got scared and you have to watch the show. So I'm really excited for Slade House, and I'm excited for Heart of Darkness. And I'm excited for Scary Stories 3 because it's the one that I have never read. But I'm also almost equally excited, am I allowed to say that on a bookish channel, for this TV show and to have a break from the reading-a-thon to watch that show, because apparently it's just really great, and I really love this story. So after I have read maybe another chapter of Slade House, I'll do some more vlogging, and I just can't help but do this right now because it was right there. I know that's creepy, but yeah, Halloween, you guys. It's the only time of year that we're allowed to play with weapons and have skeletons in our home, just hanging out. I have a friend who has one of those fake dead arm things that sticks out of her back of her trunk, and I think it is really tacky, but she loves it. She does it every year. So anyway, Halloween, what are you gonna do? So it's about 11:30 at night, and I am settling down for my 6th night of Spookathon. I'm really excited to read Slade House, or to continue reading it. It is one of those books it's very short. First of all, it's 280 something pages, and it has 4 chapters, and they're all pretty long, but they're all just individual incidents surrounding the possession of the home of Slade House. And I just like that it's a really legit haunted house story. It takes place in many different time periods throughout history, and I know they're all going to tie together eventually, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun. I spent a lot of last night and part of this evening continuing to decorate my house for a Halloween party that I have coming up. So it's very spooky around here at my house, and everything is the vibe is very, very spooky and Halloweeny and very cool. Yeah, I'm going to settle down for Slade House right now, and I will check back in after I've gotten another chunk of the way through the book. Okay. So it's 3:40 a.m. and I am a half an hour from finishing Slade House, and it has revealed its secrets, and I think the finale is coming. And I'm a little annoyed because there was just a long ass story in the middle where someone was telling someone else basically everything that happened, explaining all the backstory, and like, I don't know. There's something about the way the story is being told that's a little lazy to me. So I don't know that I liked it a lot better up until this last chapter. The story is interesting, but I wish it had been revealed differently. I have a half an hour left, and I'm going to finish it. Alright, so I finished Slade House, and it's almost 5. And I enjoyed it. It was a neat concept, and it was creepy. I thought it was well written, but it really dragged in that 3rd section or 4th section with all of the story within the story, and like, I found it really hard to stay interested. I had to keep going back and rereading things, and that's just my downfall as a reader. Stories within stories make me want to gouge my eyes out and never read again. I always end up thinking there has to be a better way of doing this than how you're doing it right now. When I'm reading a novel and there's a scene in which one character sits down with another character and then tells them a story, and it's just multiple pages of quotes of them telling them about something else, I always feel there just has to be a better way to do this. But just all that exposition, maybe there's no really good way to do it. I would rather have the book be longer, maybe, and have a lot of that backstory just actually shown to me in the beginning of the book, or even interspersed throughout the book and jump back and forth, and then have it all just wrapped up like that. It just makes it seem like I know what I'm reading isn't really the point. It's just something that I need to know in order to keep going on with whatever the author wants to have happen next. Like, oh, and here's some stuff you need to know. And it's like, okay, but then it just feels like homework. So I hate all that exposition, and that really kind of killed the book for me. I shouldn't say killed it, because I did enjoy it, and it's not like I'm giving it like a horrible rating, but I think I'm giving it 3 stars because I just am like, I don't know, it just feels unfinished and a little bit lazy and sloppy to me. I really hate that story within a story that goes on and on and on and on for most of a chapter. I hate it. And I liked the story that was being told. I just don't like reading it that way. I would rather have found out on my own some other way. I love the story, and I enjoyed this, and I want to read the Bone Clocks, I think, but I may have to do a little bit of research and find out if that's the kind of thing that's going to keep happening in the Bone Clocks, because it makes me crazy. So it was the perfect vibe for Spook-A-Thon. I like the story, I like the prose, like the writing, and I enjoyed the book. I'm glad I read it. It just wasn't totally perfectly my cup of tea in that one regard. So in any case, that was the 5th book. It's very likely that I will finish all 7 books, which is amazing. Tomorrow I need to read 2 books, but they're both so short. One of them is Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad, which is like less than 100 pages. And the other one is Scary Stories 3, More Tales to Chill Your Bones. And that's about the same, and it's illustrated. So like, I can definitely finish those. So I think I'm gonna finish everything for Spookathon, which is incredible. It'll be the first time I've actually finished a readathon. So tonight was a good night of reading. I did start to get a little bit tired, and I had to have another cup of coffee at 2:30 in the morning. But yeah, I ended up getting through the book, and so I'm on track, which is awesome. And thanks to all these readathons, I have read, that was my 49th book of the year, and my goal was 52. So by the time Spookathon is done, I will have read 51 books, which means that the next thing I read will be my big dramatic, reading challenge, achievement unlocked, book, and so then I have to choose what book I want that to be. It's 5 in the morning, and I would love to fall asleep before the sun comes up, so I'm gonna be done now, and I will certainly be vlogging my reading tomorrow night, which will be the last night of all these vlogs. I'm sorry if they're getting a little bit monotonous, but I thought I would try the daily vlog thing, and so I'm doing it. Until the next time, I hope everybody's having a great Spook-A-Thon. I will be here in the dark reading.